What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. So this video is a follow-up video to the previous video that I did about Mal, or his real name Jamal, as some people enlightened me in the comments section, very kindly and very respectfully, by the way. Not that I give a damn, but I'm just, I'm saying. So that's his name, Jamal. Alright. So this video is going to be, again, a follow-up video, low-key a part 2 video, to the previous video that I did about Jamal and his colorist tweets about dark-skinned black women, as well as his offensive tweets about just black women in general as well. And I just kind of want to begin and start out with a couple of signs that I see when it comes to Jamal, as well as some dark-skinned black men who engage in this type of behavior, this type of activity. Okay, this self-hate, self-loathing, low self-esteem stuff, But one thing that I notice is like disparaging their female counterpart. That's something that I notice is a reoccurring theme for some reason. I don't know why that is. I suppose that is a reflection of their dissatisfaction with their female counterpart for some reason, as well as perhaps a reflection of their dissatisfaction with themselves. And of course, people want to defend this, as, oh, it's a joke. These are just jokes. Defending this under the guise of a joke. And as well, in other situations, they'll defend it as, oh, it's just a preference. Right? Or either, oh, you shouldn't even worry about that. Low-key people, usually a lot of times dark-skinned men, coming into the mix and trying to control the narrative of the situation. Gaslighting, telling you that what you see is not real, right? What you see isn't really reality, right? So don't fall for it. Right? Next behavior that I notice, obsessing and thirsting over non-black and non-black adjacent women. Women that don't reflect him. And putting those women above his own women, because you notice in those tweets there were like comparisons between the black women and the non-black women, right? And giving the non-black women the better end of the comparison. And again, by the way, black women of all shades are not, I don't think you really want to get involved with someone like Jamal. I don't think that would really help you. I think that would actually hinder you, and just, no. I think black women have better options than that, okay? But again, the black women who are complaining, especially the dark-skinned black women who are complaining, it's not about, oh, Jamal doesn't want to choose them. By and large, I don't think they really give a fuck about that. It's the jokes, right? And also the disparaging comments disguised as jokes, right? That's the issue. Another type of behavior I noticed is like dating, marrying, and procreating with low-quality women of other races. Like really having low standards, dumpster diving, bottom feeding, being the garbage man. These dudes will go behind the Mexican restaurant to go dumpster dive for dates. They'll go behind a Chinese restaurant to go dumpster dive for dates. They'll go behind the Italian restaurant to go dumpster dive for some dates. Just very like thirsty. I just, you know, thirsty with low quality, like thirsty with low standards, right? And again, I don't give a fuck about homeboys' dating preferences. I'm not involved like that. All right, I'm making an observation. All right. So another thing that I want to bring up is, and I brought this up in the previous video, but I'll bring this up again. And I posed the question: why don't you see or ever see light-skinned, mixed, and biracial men behaving in this manner toward their light-skinned, mixed, and biracial female counterpart? I mean, these are supposed to be jokes, right? But notice, I don't really see other groups of men engaging in these types of jokes when it comes to their female counterpart. You don't really see that. So why is it when it comes to these dudes, they want to engage in this type of behavior? It seems a bit odd. It seems like it doesn't match up and sync up to the behavior of other men. And of course, we're individuals and we're different groups of people, so we're not all going to behave point blank the same way. But some behavior, let's be honest and let's be real, we kind of think should be across the board. And this is one of those things. Like, across the board, I think that no man should be disparaging his direct female counterpart, or really anybody's female counterpart. But for some reason, just this seems to be expected. That's the sad thing, because this is expected, where it's like it's not even a surprise anymore. It's not a surprise. Like when this comes out, dark-skinned women, they're not surprised by this. It's sad, honestly, that is. And I even heard or read in like a comment section from a brown skin or a dark skin girl saying, you know, I'm used to it. You know, I'm used to this type of behavior. And, you know, someone responded like, you shouldn't be used to this type of behavior though. And I agree with it. This shouldn't be like expected, or even worse, this shouldn't be standard. I don't think this is quote like standard just yet, but it seemed like slowly but surely they're trying to, you know, usher in some type of a weird standard for this type of a shit bullshit, right? I don't know why. This doesn't make any sense. I really think that the thing is, people want to sweep this type of stuff under the rug because they don't want to deal with the true underlying issue, which is self-hate, self-loathing, low self-esteem from these dark-skinned men. People, like, they don't want to deal with it, so they're going to find any reason to deflect from the conversation. They will find any reason to switch up the narrative, right? They'll flip it around on you. Like I had some dudes in the comment section coming through talking about, oh, this dude is irrelevant. Well, that can't be. He can't, even if he was irrelevant. The fact that someone's in the community with this type of mindset, I think this needs to be addressed as well. This isn't an isolated incident. Come on, this is not some type of isolated incident where it's like, oh, you know, this hardly ever happens. This has happened plenty of times in the media, and I'm pretty sure even more times on Main Street in folks' day-to-day lives. And then some people gonna come through and be like, you know, they'll be like, oh, you know, that is from them Native African niggas, or that's from them Caribbean niggas, or that's from them European UK niggas, you know, or, you know, that's from them down south niggas, that's from them West Coast niggas, that's from them Midwest niggas, that's from them tri-state area. It's from all of these niggas. Come on, let's be real. This is throughout the diaspora. And I forgot to include the Afro-Latina Latino niggas too. They definitely need a shout out. But it's through all the diaspora, all right? Not just one specific group. No. And even within like African Americans in like the United States, they try to do that shit too. Like, no, no, no. This time it was just a tri-state area nigga. Let's be real. The next time around, which I'm sure there's going to be, is probably going to be like a West Coast nigga or something. You know? But yeah, people coming through talking about that. You know. And that offended them. Me saying, oh, it's just, this time it's a tri-state area nigga. Out of all the tweets this Negro posted, these jokes, right? What offended him out of all this that, oh, I was stereotyping and generalizing tri-state area brothers. That's the offense out of everything. Right. Even though I don't even think I really stereotype tri-state area brothers. I don't think. But, you know, it's on the video if I did. But whatever. That's the thing too. This is about dark-skinned women right now. Like, people, when this comes up, they always seem to want to take the attention off of the dark-skinned women who, in this situation, are the victims, right? Let's see. Also, as I mentioned, some people came through in low-key and high-key, defended Jamal under the guise of jokes and humor. Okay. Let me just do something here, all right? Since we're joking, right? We're just having some laughs and having some ha-has and hee-hees. I have a few jokes for Jamal, you know, Jamal's Mighty Joe Young in the face looking ass, and, you know, dark-skinned brothers in general, since they're cool with these type of jokes. All right. But I'll say, like, looking at Jamal will really make you start believing in evolution. I'll tell you that right now. All right. I'm like, nigga, which tar pit did your subhuman black as sin ass crawl out of? God damn. Shit. I mean, shit. Like, also, like, why when I see police officers putting dark-skinned black men in jail, it makes me think of, like, animal control and zookeepers, like, managing and putting unruly animals back in their cages. Like, don't that shit look like something from Animal Planet? It does, like some TV show off of Animal Planet, right? And also, like, don't the jail cells with a whole bunch of dark-skinned men in them look like cage animals in a zoo? It really does. Or better yet, no, it looks like a circus sideshow. Come on. Come on. It does. Like, you got it, the person, the ringmaster or whatever, like, come one, come all. Step up to see the black as sin subhuman beast with no soul. These niggas really do look like they don't have a soul. Act like it too. Soulless ass niggas, I swear. But we gotta thank the police force for keeping these niggas' population numbers under control. Alright? Some call it police brutality. I call it animal control. Alright? Also, like, when a dark-skinned man gets gunned down by the cops, it lets me know that all is right with the world. Plus, you know he was up to no good anyway. Come on. We know it. Come on. You can look at him and tell he was going to rape, molest, rob, kill, steal. It's just what they do. It's like a walking, talking, breathing cancer to the black community and just society at large. Come on, you know, like they say, y'all heard the saying, right? Dark niggas bring dark days. All right. All right. But get out your feelings, gorilla breeds. All right. They were just jokes. And I'm an irrelevant YouTuber. All right. Therefore, it shouldn't matter. Right. And that's another thing. Another argument people were were making. Like they were trying to make it seem like he's irrelevant, and that because he's irrelevant, you shouldn't pay attention to this. Like you shouldn't do a video about it. You shouldn't talk about it. You know, just ignore it, right? The thing is, though, my comment section and his fans, are people who are supporting him, don't seem to have that same attitude, though. They don't have that same attitude. They're going hard in the paint, trying to defend him. Also, like the thumbs up and the thumbs down section, like I got a lot of thumbs down for that video. Not saying that I, you know, truly really give a damn, but it shows that people are interested in this topic. They may not agree with the video, but if the topic was irrelevant and the person was irrelevant, they wouldn't be here. That video is probably one of the most popular videos that I've had in a while, right? A lot of people watched the video. A lot of people liked the video and appreciated the video. Some people didn't, right? But my point is, if this was irrelevant, then no one would care about it. If this dude was completely irrelevant, then no one would really even be checking for this dude and what he has to say. He would just be some random internet dude. But that's not the case. All right, that's not it. So let's be honest. Let's be real. Let's not try and hide and try and say that things are one way when we know that it's not that way. Let's just try to address the issue. And honestly, I think this would be a great moment for us to have like a real conversation and try to get somewhere. But I know that's what niggas are allergic to. What these colorist niggas are allergic to here. All right. And as well, like, you know, again, like, if this subhuman Zootopia Animal Planet reject looking nigga was irrelevant, then again, why so many trolls in the comment section? You know, why people watch the video in the first place? Again, this is just another example of Negroes trying to control the narrative, right? They're trying to say what is relevant, what is not relevant, what you should talk about, what you should not talk about, what should offend you, what should not offend you. Who the hell are you to say and dictate any of that? Another point that I want to bring up is how this looks on the outside. I had a guy come through in the comment section. He said that he was a white man from Europe. And he said something to the effect of, oh, he didn't understand why Jamal made those jokes or those tweets. You know, thank you for explaining that in your video. So this shows me and this tells me that other groups of people, especially other groups of men, are watching. And they see how some dark-skinned black men disparage and devalue dark-skinned black women. This may subtly influence some of them. You know, it may subtly influence how they interact with dark-skinned black women and just possibly just black women in general. I know some people are going to be like, well, who cares what white people think? You know, who cares what other groups of people think? The thing is, when it comes to the way that they interact with us, it kind of does matter, unfortunately. It does play a factor, right? That's why we have, you know, young black women getting attacked while they're working at McDonald's, right? That's why we have Daniel Holtzclaw, that Eurasian police officer, specifically targeting black women to rape and sexually assault. All right. Yeah. This is why we had that situation where that pregnant black woman was accosted by a white man because of some parking dispute. Thankfully, there was a black man to step in and defend her. But the thing where I'm coming from is this type of behavior played out in public and on record, it really sets the tone for how people see black people in general, as far as treating them, and also how people treat black women, especially dark-skinned black women. After all, if they see their own men devaluing them and treating them poorly, then it kind of opens the door and say, well, why should I? Again, not all are like that, but some people do act like that. And as well, I'll bring this up too. When it comes to other groups, because sometimes like in the black community, it'll come up where it's like, oh, other groups don't want to really be associated with us. Other groups don't want to work with us. You know, other groups, you know, ain't really trying to fool with us like that, right? And I feel like a factor of that, one factor of that is these other groups see how black men treat their women. They see how they disparage their women. They see how they devalue their women. So, them, if they're using common sense and have, you know, half a brain, going to think, well, how are they going to treat me? How are they going to treat my women? After all, like these are the, you know, these black women are the women that they grew up with, the women who, you know, the women who are their sisters, their mothers, aunts, you know, cousins, wives, girlfriends, all that good stuff, right? And you're disparaging them. So again, it's like, well, what would you do to me? Like, you know, they smart and they're like, you know, I can't fool with that because they know what you want. So why would they? But, you know, I think I've said pretty much all I have to say for the moment. Well, one more thing I'll say. Also, some, not all dark-skinned men do this, okay? But the thing is, again, where are the good dark-skinned black men to check the bad dark-skinned black men and get them together? After all, these dark-skinned black men are making you look bad, right? We shouldn't judge you based on the actions of these dark-skinned men, right? They don't represent you, right? So why not come forth and speak out against this? Like these dudes are coming forth and speaking out against Billy Porter, that whole situation, right? Notice that. Or they came out and spoke out against like Terry Crews and his whole Me Too situation, right? Notice that triggered them to speak out, right? But this, not so much, right? They're okay with this look. They're okay with this look. They ain't speaking out. And again, we all know it goes back to maintaining the status quo, maintaining the colorism hierarchy. I did a whole video about the colorism hierarchy in the black community, all right? This helps, like, they're staying on code, quote unquote, in order to maintain the colorism hierarchy. All right. Because the thing is, the colorism hierarchy has to have brown skin and dark skinned women at the bottom. That has to be the foundation. Because they know without the brown skin and dark skinned black women, they ain't got shit. They know that. They ain't gonna admit it, but they know that. That's why whenever you see brown skin, dark skinned women talking about divesting and perhaps, you know, interracially dating and all that stuff, the fear mongering begins. Right? Like, that's when they're fear mongering. That's when they're guilting people. That's when they're trying to shame people or shame the dark skinned, brown skinned sisters. Right? And they fall for it a lot of the times. They do. They get played. Not all, but enough. Right? But I've said all I have to say for the moment. Thanks for watching. Please, please, feel free to comment and let me know what you guys think. Again, thank you very much, and until the next video, adios and goodbye for now.